Hey guys, welcome back to the fun world of stock investing. If you want to get in, Trading212 it seems are imminently opening again. So sign up on the link below and use the referral code. I think they're going to be back to offering a free share and allowing everybody in. So that's good news. Looking at the portfolio for the week, I'm down 8,000, so that's not too good. So the Federal Reserve, have sort of accelerated their plans even further. We were talking about sort of ending the quantitative easing by March time, and they're now saying they will do that, but also afterwards probably going to raise rates almost immediately. And so we're expecting an April rise, and they're going to do sort of letting the bonds roll off quicker than expected. So sort of last time they done this, they were sort of letting some expire and then repurchasing most of them. They're saying they're going to sort of basically let most of them expire as they're going. So their balance sheet will stop growing by March, but it will start shrinking fairly soon. So they're clearly worried about inflation. This has hit sort of a lot of things really, interest rates and this sort of tightening talk. So gold and silver sort of taking another hit, and Bitcoin has as well. So Argo and Hive have both taken a hit, but some fairly big moves down from Pan American Silver and Wheaton Precious Metals. Alibaba and Baidu not doing too bad actually. But the small caps, Metalla, Fortuna and Sandstorm, all taking a hit as well. But yeah, we'll see. So that lot's about 4,500 down. Still happy enough. Carry on, see what gold and silver does sort of next few months. Should be reacting to sort of rising inflation and negative real rates. Just seems to be taking an awful long while to. And looking at the ISA is also down about £2,700. This is sort of a few things really. The ArcPi is carrying on going down. Not too bothered about that. The REIT's taken a real hit on probably the interest rate talk. Don't think this would be too affected by the quantitative tightening, but this is probably interest rate talk, I guess. So American Tower nearly 9%. So Argo blockchain, obviously with the sort of crypto drop, if you've seen it, taken a fair hit. Got a dividend this week of £16. I'm still putting all my dividends into Argo. If you've seen my recent video on them, you know my thoughts. So still bullish going into the summer. Bitcoin ETP's down as well, obviously. Sentiment actually slightly green for the week, surprising. Digital Realty down about the same as American Tower. They're sort of high multiple techie REITs, not doing too well. First Majestic, similar to the other silvers, had a rough week. About $1 down on silver, I think Thursday it was. Realty not doing too bad, surprisingly. One of the only REITs that is. Stag did see a reasonable drop down, 6%, but that was sort of running away a little bit, 35% up. Sylvania slightly moving up, still needs sort of something to happen with the chip shortage. And then the Tritaxes, so it's not just a US phenomenon. This is sort of presumably the UK looking to the US, although we have made a smaller rate, interest rate rise. I think this is just sort of seeing the Fed's action is going to spread everywhere else. So the UK REITs coming down as well. And Vici, yeah, 5% down. So they're all taking a knock. But yeah, they're all sort of inflation-linked leases from what I gather. So yeah, long term, fairly happy with them. So that is the ISA. You can see what's largely down. It's REITs and Argo. And the invest account is sort of pretty much flat, down about £400, but the individual holdings are all over the place. So Airtel had a slight move up. Google and Apple sort of coming down a bit with the Fed talk, I expect. Still not horrendous multiples on them if we are in sort of, you know, NASDAQ high tech stock territory. I mean, there's plenty of stocks in a worse PE multiples and that sort of thing than them. They've got high profits. Apple still selling a fortune's worth of AirPods, it seems. And Alphabet is just sort of a steady Eddie, makes a fortune, very high profit margin, so I can't see them cratering just yet. Archer Daniels, 3% for the week. That's gone a bit of a tear recently, as much as you can say for them. They don't sort of they don't go up 10-15% in a week, but yeah, doing really well, 32% up. Asos took a big hit. This was sort of similar time as a lot of the tech stocks, so not really sure whether this was linked. I haven't seen any bad news from them. Aviva, so the financials, it seems, are rising a little bit with this interest rate talk, and sort of, yeah, banks and financials kind of doing well. Wondering whether to throw this in the mix for sort of maybe one to sell for the tax bill, because yeah, I'm not really all that keen on. Well, they are doing £1 billion worth of buybacks, it seems, so maybe leave it. But yeah, this seems sort of quite a high. We're up to pre-COVID levels now. You know, moving forward with a lot of parts of their business sort of selling off bits they don't like. So I might have a reassess of that. Trying to work out what gets sold for the tax bill. Yeah, most of these not moving a huge amount. Broadcom, that was kind of expected. It was going a little bit bonkers, really. So that's come down a bit with the tech sell-off. Caterpillar, I haven't seen the news on that. That's presumably some news, but it's only a small position. eBay's not moved. FedEx not moved. Glencore is moving. Still bullish on these metals, nickel, and they do zinc as well. Everything, just commodities seem to be doing reasonably well on the whole. So bullish on them. Should have got more into them, but missed the boat, it seems. Hymax, not really sure what's going on. I sort of tried to find some news on this. So this week, 20%, 21% down nearly after a crazy spike. So I expect this is small cap, sort of low volume, not manipulation, just people buying and selling in large amounts, sort of affecting the price, because they haven't released earnings. They haven't seemed to release particularly any great news. So drop in the comments if you know about it. Intel moving up slightly. International Paper are moving up slightly as well. Was considering whether this gets sold for the tax bill, but I think I'm probably going to end up going for the ETFs a little bit more. Yeah, kind of considering the Japan ETF as maybe one to sell off. Not too much has happened with it. I can't see anything greatly happening with it in the future. Well, in the near future at least. I would buy back once hopefully crypto goes up, but yeah, short term I can't see anything happening to it. I mean, this is I think an accumulation ETF as well, so that includes a dividend, so it is pretty much flat since I bought it, so I might sell that off. In two minds about whether to sell off INRG, the Global Clean Energy, get a bit of tax loss harvesting out of that if I sold. Can see that sort of getting knocked a bit with the interest rate rises and everything, so yeah, considering that as well. And maybe the Europe ETF sort of doesn't move a huge amount, and I think this is a an accumulation ETF as well, so I don't really want these outside the ISA. Just makes the tax reporting more complicated, so I might sell out of those two and just make the tax reporting a little bit easier. I think the emerging markets one is as well, so I'll have to swap that over at some point. Maybe the water ETF, to be honest. That's not done a huge amount. Legal and general sort of moving up with the same as Aviva, basically. I think financials sort of doing really well with the interest rate rise. Lennar taking a huge hit, 11%. Don't think they like the Fed talk. Lockheed not really moving. Micron fairly steady. Same with Nintendo. Porsche having a Volkswagen having a reasonable move up. Not seeing any huge news from that. They do move sort of a fair amount. Process down a little bit. Yeah, 10 cents down. People don't seem to like them selling off parts of the business. They sold off some of the JD.com, and they seem to be selling some C Limited. So yeah, can't really see that's all that bad. I expect they can put the capital to use elsewhere. I think the government sort of prefers that they sell some of their sort of competitors. Well, I suppose they're not really competitors, but they certainly seem to want to sell some of the Chinese stocks. They don't seem to be all that bothered about them holding foreign stocks at the moment. So yeah, see, sort of not Chinese, but yeah, not really sure why they're selling them. But in any event, it's cash. They'll reinvest it in something else. So why you see a big drop off for that, I don't know. But Process will get some cash. Maybe they'll buy back some shares and see if we can close that gap between the Process and Tencent valuation. Raytheon up a fair bit. Pretty good. Renault 11.5%. Not bad. See, they've announced a sort of deal with Qualcomm for new automotive chips. They want to sort of have a more advanced interior in the new electric vehicles. So that's quite good. Not just them. I think it was Honda as well. And one other that I can't remember. Rio Tinto, yeah, starting to go up, as I say. People are taking notice of these metals. Some of the prices are starting to go up, so looks like I'm not going to get that cheap price later on. Same with oil, pretty much at 5-year highs. I think we're sort of $3 or $4 off the 5-year high, so back up to sort of pretty much the top level that we had on Shell. Sort of it got just to £18, so that's pretty good, getting back up to there. Samsung 1%, Sega not really moving, Seneca, Siemens, Sony all pretty flat. Surprising they're not getting hit too much by the interest rate talk. Stellantis 9% up, pretty good. See, they've they did announce a deal with sort of Amazon to. I thought it was going to be them buying some of their vans instead of Rivian, but no, it's sort of a technology partnership. They haven't really fleshed out a huge amount on it, but yeah, that seems to be a little bit bullish for them. TSMC, not really moved a huge amount. Taylor Wimpey. Tesla sort of had a huge rise on their sort of good delivery report. It was more cars than everyone thought, and then since then it's just been hammered back down and is below where it started. So nearly 3% down on the week. They're not liking the Fed talk, I expect. Kind of ignoring the delivery report pretty much. Turtle Beach as well, having a really bad time of it. So yeah, it's gone. That was sort of reasonably well in the profit a while, in the green a while ago, and yeah, down to $21. Need to have another look into them, whether I would want to sort of pile down, average down once the money comes. Tyson, 4% up on the week, pretty good for a meat packing sort of company. That's very surprising overall with them. Vale, 5%, 5.7%, pretty good. Looks like I've certainly missed the boat on getting that under $10. Video gaming ETF down quite a bit. A lot of those are sort of fairly high multiple tech stocks, so yeah, not surprising. Beatrice having a really good week. Not seen particular news on this, but it is very, very low PE, so it has sort of some fairly random moves. And yeah, Volkswagen I've mentioned. So yeah, bit all over the place really in here, but sort of fairly steady, being diversified. So see where the portfolio goes as a whole. Going to see some sort of rough times, I think, with this Fed action. But we'll have to see where it goes. So leave your thoughts in comments below, and like and subscribe. See you soon.